programa más de Dr. Lizi, a toda la comunidad de retos femeninos y a todas las personas que se nos están uniendo de todas partes del mundo. Así que, ¿qué tal si empezamos porque me digas de dónde te estás uniendo? Porque hoy tenemos un programón. José Luis, bienvenido. Jenny, Carlos, bienvenidos. Nicolás, bienvenidos. Díganme de dónde se están uniendo. Hoy tenemos un programa muy especial, con un hombre muy especial y con un tema que es bien importante. Muchas gracias, Sad, Charla. Bienvenidos todos. El tema de hoy es cómo hacerle para evitar que el amor muera. Que una relación que empieza padre termina. Y termina feo cuando empezó súper bonito. Y lo segundo que sucede es que ni siquiera conocemos las claves que realmente funcionan para darle en el blanco y poder empezar una relación con muy buenos elementos y súper herramientas, o inclusive cómo ayudar a salvar, si es que se puede, porque es una de las preguntas que le voy a hacer a nuestro invitado de hoy, el doctor Gupta, que muy pronto se nos va a unir, pero les quiero platicar de él para empezar. Y te quiero dejar algunas preguntitas porque me encantaría arrancar estas transmisiones de la noche que me encantan. Hoy no traje mi vinito, pero hagan de cuenta que sí. Fíjense que yo me quedé pensando en varias cosas, ¿no? Y te lo quiero preguntar antes de darle la bienvenida a nuestro querido doctor Anil Gupta, que además Anil, déjenme decirles que es un picudazo, y ahorita les cuento un poquito de su currículum, pero Anil habla mucho acerca de cómo salvar una relación de pareja. Y yo te pregunto a ti, pues, ¿qué la mata? Según tú, ¿qué es lo que acaba con el amor? A lo mejor alguien me va a poner en el chat pues, la rutina y otra persona me va a poner pues, la desatención o el aburrimiento o a lo mejor la falta de sexo. ¿Tú qué piensas que mata el amor, que acaba con las relaciones de pareja? O sea, si tú dijeras, ¿cuál es el veneno o los 3 venenos que matan el amor de una pareja? ¿Cuáles piensas tú que son esos venenos? Y me importa muchísimo escuchar tu opinión. Y ahora sí, déjenme encontrar al doctor Gupta, que ya debe de estar por aquí. Pues no, todavía no se nos une, no lo veo todavía, pero mientras tanto les puedo platicar un poquito acerca de este tema y me encantaría que ustedes me digan, y ahorita le escribo al doctor Gupta en el Inter, o seguro ahorita se conecta. Vamos a decirle al doctor Gupta, I'm live. Déjenme decirles que en lo que el doctor se conecta les voy a platicar de él para empezar. El doctor Gupta lleva para empezar 35 años de un matrimonio exitoso, que eso ya es decir, y es de lo que él más orgulloso se siente. Pero él es un hombre que ha estado de la mano con el Dalai Lama, que ha estado de la mano con un Richard Branson, que ha estado de la mano con muchos famosos, como les decimos, acompañándonos en procesos inclusive de rehabilitación en cuanto a su vida amorosa, porque no nos enseñan en ningún lado a amar y mucho menos a construir relaciones de pareja satisfactorias. Entonces, yo los estoy saludando a todos, pero sí me gustaría que me dijeran de dónde se están uniendo y además que me digan, si se acaban de unir, cuáles son los venenos. Si escogieras un veneno que mata el amor, ¿qué veneno consideras tú que mata el amor y las relaciones de pareja? Pero en lo que el doctor se comunica con nosotros y se conecta, les platico de él. El doctor ha estado en muchos foros, en más de 18 países. Tiene un bestseller que ya se vende en español, que es Felicidad Inmediata. Es un hombre que ha trabajado en noticieros muy importantes y en canales muy importantes como Fox. Es un líder de opinión en temas de amor. Es a veces muy claro en sus opiniones con respecto en este caso, qué mata el amor y qué puede hacer que viva. Y pues no sé dónde anda el doctor ahorita, pero el doctor, por ejemplo, ha dado pláticas en Harvard. En otras palabras, el día de hoy tenemos un invitado que es un sol, que es una persona con muchísimo trabajo personal, con muchísimo trabajo profesional, que estoy segura que con su sabiduría nos va a iluminar. Y ya apareció el doctor. Anil, you're there. I'm so happy you're joining now. You have to ask to join in my live. Pues ya tenemos al doctor Anil Gupta. Esta entrevista va a ser en inglés. Estoy segurísima que la van a disfrutar muchísimo, porque él es un hombre increíblemente... Hi, Dr. Anil. You need to ask to request to enter my live so you can be with all your fans in Mexico and the Spanish-speaking countries that I feel very blessed to accompany for many years. Entonces el doctor Gupta, porque después esta entrevista obviamente va a estar traducida con subtítulos en español para que tú la puedas entender. Y lo que te quiero decir es que Anil es un hombre que nos va a platicar el día de hoy desde su perspectiva de cuáles son esos venenos que matan el amor, porque la mayoría de las parejas no se casan, ni se juntan, ni se arrejuntan para después estar separados. O sea, la mayoría de las parejas lo que buscan es estar en una relación cordial. Entonces, estoy esperando que Anil... Hey, Dr. Gupta, you have to request to enter my life, to be part of my life. Hola, mi querido Oscarito. Bueno, los saludo mientras tanto a todas las personas que se están uniendo, y para los que se están uniendo en este instante, pues vamos a platicar con un hombre muy sabio que se llama Anil Gupta, y además lo llaman The Love Doctor, el doctor del amor, y ha ayudado a sanar muchos corazones a lo largo de su trayectoria profesional y sus 35 años de matrimonio. Anil, I am trying. Okay, Anil, here we are waiting for you. Mientras tanto, pues vamos a platicar un poquito de amor. Y yo les pregunté que si ustedes pudieran elegir un veneno que mata el amor, ¿ustedes qué veneno piensan que sería como lo que más mata el amor? Hay quien me diría la rutina, la desatención, el dar por hecho, no sé, la infidelidad, las adicciones. Desde tu perspectiva, ¿tú qué piensas que mata el amor? Mientras que el doctor Anil Gupta se conecta, te voy a platicar desde mi perspectiva. Y no es mi perspectiva, pero sí es una teoría que a mí me parece muy interesante, el doctor John Gottman, con quien tuve la fortuna de entrenarme. Y él tiene un laboratorio donde puede analizar a las parejas, y entonces mete a las parejas en este laboratorio y puede determinar en menos de 3 minutos qué parejas van a seguir casadas y qué parejas se van a divorciar. Está muy interesante, ¿no? Y entonces él dice que la razón principal por que las parejas empiezan a deslizarse en un túnel de desamor tiene que ver con 4 actitudes que se presentan cuando surgen los conflictos, las diferencias o esas cosas que como que no fluyen. Y él llama a estas 4 cosas que hacemos que destruyen el amor, los 4 jinetes del apocalipsis. Y él dice que lo primero que hacen las parejas, y esto es más común en las mujeres que en los hombres, pero también los hombres lo hacen, es empezar cuando tienes algo importante como de qué hablar o un tema que resolver. Lo que tienes que hacer, o más bien no hacer, es empezar con una crítica. O sea, si tú empiezas criticando a la otra persona probablemente lo que haga es entrar en el segundo jinete del apocalipsis, que es mostrarse defensivo. Entonces, ¿qué es una crítica? Es que eres un flojo, es que eres una frígida, es que eres un viejo pelón, es que eres un... O sea, esas generalizaciones de nunca cumples tu palabra, siempre llegas tarde, es que nunca me haces caso, nunca recoges tus cosas. O sea, las críticas y las generalizaciones son el primer jinete del apocalipsis y nos hace entrar en el segundo jinete del apocalipsis, que es mostrarse defensivo. ¿Y sabes por qué? Porque a nadie le gusta que lo estén criticando o que te digan que siempre o nunca, cuando si lo hiciste una vez, pues ya tu cerebro no lo puede registrar, entonces ya dejó de ser cierto. Hey, we got the love doctor here, there we go. Y entonces el tercer jinete del apocalipsis es el desprecio, y es cuando de repente ya se puso muy fea la cosa y sacaste a relucir un secreto que te compartió en un momento de vulnerabilidad, o los golpes debajo de la cintura, que son cosas que no deberías decir y que son el producto de un estado emocional súper alterado. Y el cuarto es ignorar. Y así como las mujeres criticamos o tendemos a criticar más que a los hombres tienden a anular o alejarse más que las mujeres en medio de una discusión. Y eso lleva a la ruptura y al divorcio y a la separación. Vamos a darle la bienvenida al doctor Anil Gupta, The Love Doctor. Estoy feliz de aprender con él y contigo el día de hoy. No me has dicho qué veneno, ¿eh? Vamos a ver qué nos dice el doctor. Espero que sí se nos una. There we go. Yo creo que sí, yo creo que sí. Anil, I can't see you yet. Tell me that you're there. There you go. I think you're there. You go. We made it.
Yeah, it wasn't working on my computer. I think it only works on a phone.
Really?
I think
well,
so.
Let me tell you that in phone, by computer, live giving you a big hug in the last two events of Dr. Fab Mancini. How are you, my dear Dr. Love? I love you very much, and I'm very happy that you're with other Spanish-speaking friends. Congratulations for your book in Spanish. I've been reading it, and I wanted to show my friends, and I can't find it.
Someone stole it.
Welcome home. How are you?
Good. I'm in Detroit. My daughter is expecting a baby, so we're waiting for it to come.
Oh, congratulations! Any minute.
Any minute. Yeah.
God bless.
No, thank you.
This amazing new soul that's coming to our world. He's going to be very, very blessed. All the Spanish-speaking community will send many blessings to your new grandchild or how do you say if it's a girl or if it's a boy? Here is, aunque sea niña o niño, no sabemos, pero va a ser abuelito hoy para que le manden mucha luz.
So grandson.
Is it a girl or a boy?
We don't know. It's a boy or a girl. We don't know.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise, and you know, the great thing is that when she announced that she was pregnant, it brought so much love and joy. And I want people to know that when they were announced that they were pregnant, their mothers were pregnant with them, they also brought so much joy to the world. But we forget, we think we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not lovable, but you truly are.
That's very wise, Dr. Love. And I would like to start this brief space that we have together with all our Spanish-speaking friends, but this is going to be translated with subtitles for them to inspire your knowledge. But Dr. Love, what do you think destroys love, destroys the love in couples?
So this is what happens when a baby is born. There's so much love. Whatever the baby does, it's love. it poops, it's sick, it does a pee everywhere, and we're giving it lots of love and attention. Okay, then at the age of about 3, 4, 5, or 6, the baby starts to go to school. Then we decide we need something back from the baby, and we don't give it as much love. You know, it does something and we tell it off, and then the baby's thinking, oh, something's wrong, I have to do something in order to get love. Isn't that the case? So then they work harder.
Well, you just said something very rough. Like we start when our kids start growing, we start correcting them, and we start like forming them, and we definitely, like one of our amazing teachers, no, de los cuatro acuerdos says, nos domestican. We're domesticated since we're very small, and we do ask for kids for like grades in exchange, being good in exchange, but that doesn't lead me to how does that have to do what really destroys love? Are you trying to say to all of us that what destroys love is not loving ourselves?
Well, what happens is we have an expectation for that child, and then the child has to do something in order to feel loved. Before that, it didn't have to do anything. So then we do things in order to get love. Instead of being loved, we have to do something. And when you can let that go and just be yourself, you're not here to please other people, just live with integrity and honesty and with good intentions, your life will change. You know, when the more expectations you have of life, the more painful it is. And the reason, do you know why we have adolescent behavior, why kids go a little bit funny at 14, 15, 16? I'll tell you why.
Some stay funny, like
yeah, they go
24,
crazy.
25, 35, 52.
Yeah. You see, the parents expect the child to be adults, but they cannot be. What we have to do as parents is become similar to the kids and experience what they're experiencing, fear what they're fearing, see what they're seeing, and then understand what they're going through. You cannot expect the child to suddenly be an adult, and that's the problem. We have to experience life as they experience it, then we can help them.
Wow. So in the partner love, what you're saying is that things that might kill love is not loving ourselves, or maybe judging the other person, or what you said, integrity, right?
So the more expectations you have from your partner, the more it will kill love. The more rules that you have for your partner, the more love will be destroyed. So if you have a rule, my wife must always be nice to me, she must always do this, my husband must always understand me, must always speak to me, must always listen to me, the more of that you have, it's impossible, because we never know. And if you're coming home and you don't know what your wife is thinking or feeling, and you're scared of talking, or you're walking on eggshells, it's going to kill love.
Wow. So there's people that get a thing with this, right? Then I think that many couples slide into these type of very destroying or disqualifying behaviors because of different things. My belief is sometimes you just learn it and you repeat it. Sometimes you've never felt that very loved, so you don't know how to even express it. And sometimes it's just that we just don't know. People sometimes slide into this couples slide into these type of not attending attitudes without even noticing Before they notice, there's an infidelity. Before they notice, there's all day at work, or before you notice, 3 kids. But right, Dr. Gupta?
Yeah, it's absolutely right. And the problem is we don't do our research when we choose a partner. We think love is everything. It's not. You know, when you buy a house, you buy a car, you buy a business, you do your research, but we don't. We look at someone and think, oh, this is chemistry. Then you focus on the wrong things. You don't focus on, do they have integrity? Are they loving? Are they healthy? Do they speak nicely? Do they have drama? Do they have trauma? Do they have baggage from the past? We think, oh, we'll handle that, but you can't. And then, like you say, you have 3 kids, then you can't leave. It's a problem.
Yeah, and you know what? That's maybe the first of the first things to avoid broken hearts. Choose who to love, not exactly as you choose a house. I would say even more than that, because it's where your heart's gonna live, and your close body is gonna live too. So it better be well chosen.
Yeah.
But many people say that type of people are not available anymore. That's the first thing that singles say. Where do you find a good man? Where do you find a good woman? Like the people that you are mentioning, doctor.
Okay, so here's a golden rule. Okay, don't look for a good woman. Don't look for a good man. Look for a great woman, a great man. And it's easy to find them. I have people that I'm coaching, they say to me, they live in New York or LA. They said, all the good men are taken. All the good women are taken. All the great women are taken. All the great men are taken. But they're just looking in the wrong places.
Really?
Yeah. So if you go to a potato field and you're looking for grapes, you're never going to find them. They're looking in the wrong places. Okay.
So the right places would be, well, the first thing is choose somebody. Well, I hear your posts and I love them. And you once said that you have to find somebody that has integrity. You have to find somebody that strives or looks like wants to be healthier, mind, body, spirit, and somebody that can express love and affection.
And be loved, not express
and be
it,
loved.
but
And
be.
you also said that we have to become the person that we want to be with.
Yeah.
So I take your words very seriously. And when you talk about the correct places, what would that mean? Because it can mean different things to different people.
Yeah. So I believe in the 80-20 rule. Let me give you 20%, which will give you 80% of the results.
Okay.
You will not meet them in a bar. You will not meet them in a nightclub. You will not meet them in those types of places.
And what about apps?
Well, the thing is, what happens on an app, the person on the other side of the app will pretend to be the best version of themselves. So when they date, you have 2 actors on stage, each one trying to impress the other one, which is the way the dating works. And they want to get to the next stage, the next stage. So a man has a different agenda. The woman has a different agenda. But they're acting, they're not being real. So the secret is, where do you find these people? You have to look in different places. You have to look at churches, people where people do voluntary work, at
I couldn't hear you. Places where people do what?
Voluntary work, where they're serving other people.
Oh, voluntary work. That's
Rotary clubs, Kiwanis clubs, where people play pickleball, the gym, yoga studios, where people are just being themselves. And then cooking classes. It could be walking, hiking. It could be at Starbucks. It could be anywhere. But you have to look.
How important do you think that it is that a couple have like a lot of things in common. Do you think that's something that destroys love, or is it very important in love? What do you think?
So the thing is, like my wife and I, we've been married 35 years. I'm totally different to her. I'm funny, she's not. Okay?
I
But
need to meet your wife.
yeah,
Be 100% sure that what you're saying is 100% right.
yeah,
When I meet her very soon, I will let you know what I think.
yeah. And
Okay,
you
you're
know,
very different, really.
she does her thing. I do my thing. I'm
Wow.
adventurous.
Okay.
She's not. But you know,
Okay.
she loves people. She loves cooking, and she loves family. So she loves doing that. She loves meeting her friends. She loves travel, which is great. I love travel. So there's some things that we meet. But if both of you do exactly the same things, then you're going to get sick and tired of each other. So we need freedom, especially men. Men value their freedom. So we need to do things with our friends, away from our partners, so when we come back we're refreshed. And the same with the ladies. So work on yourself, because that way you'll attract someone else. And use this, not these.
This one, the third eye.
Yeah, the third eye. I like that. Very good.
Well, maybe it's the eye of the heart. It's exactly above it. So I would think that you would take a much wiser decision if you're connected from your heart. And as you say, you become light, then light will attract light. But if you're living in darkness, there's some people, Dr. Gupta, that live in the past. I was thinking of two things. One of them, our friends are going to kill me. My friends are going to kill me, okay? But I don't care. I'm speaking in English. I hope some of them don't even understand. No, it's very common in the Latin culture that this so important free time is not very well used. That means, I mean, I'm a love therapist, and I'm also a life coach, and I work a lot with men. They're my clients, they're my coachees. Some are my mentors and others are my mentees. But you know what happens is that cheating sometimes occurs. What would you say about that in relation to freedom?
Mm-hmm.
And the other is just the lying. Sometimes the lack of communication, I think it's awful. So, for example, it's very common that on Thursday in Mexico, guys get together and juegan dominó. They play domino. But they don't really go to play domino. Then they take another girl out, or they go to a place they would not tell their couple that they are, and use the domino excuse, which we can definitely invent today for our next book. The domino excuse. What do you think about that, and about freedom, and about cheating?
Okay, so do you want to know why men cheat and why women cheat? Okay.
Let me hear your opinion. Yeah.
So when people are dating, they make their partner the number one priority. So it's 100%, 100%. Yes?
Yes.
They get engaged, they get married, then it becomes 90-10. They said, well, I don't have to do all that dating stuff anymore. So they get lazy, they get comfortable. So it's 90-10, 80-20, 70-30, 50-50. Okay? Then the woman has a child. The child will get all the attention, and the husband thinks, what about me? But he thinks, oh, it's a baby, it's okay. Then he will do three things. One is play harder, work harder, but if he's not getting attention and another woman gives him attention, it's hard to stop that. Okay? So, and it's the same with a woman. If her husband's away all the time and she's not getting love, and then a man suddenly gives her attention, it's really hard to stop that too. So the secret is this: if you make your partner your number one priority, they will never leave you. They will never cheat on you.
Wow. That's beautiful, you know. Another thing that I want to ask you, there are some people that it's really hard for them to express what they feel. And for example, they might love you very much, but they were not taught, more men than women, to express. The other day I was having a talk with my brother and his wife, and I was telling them something you say, that women want to feel loved, and men want to feel, I don't remember the word you use, but it's something like recognized, like admired.
Respected.
Respected. And then my brother said, and men also like to feel appreciated.
That's respect.
And women also like to feel protected.
Yeah.
You know what? I do. I think so. What do you think?
So women want to feel safe. They want to feel heard. They want to feel listened to. They do not want to be fixed. They want words of affirmation. They want touch. They want gifts. Okay? Men, well done. I'm proud of you. I respect you. I honor you. Thank you for keeping me safe. You're amazing. You're wonderful. You're masculine. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's how they feel respected. And sometimes men, they seek sex, but it's not because of the sex. It's because it's the feeling of respect.
How does that mean? How do you mix sex and respect? I think sometimes men and women just look for sex.
They do.
And like, for example, for me, and maybe for our generation, it's a little bit harder to understand just sex because of sex. But for like generations like my son, which he's 27, I think that sometimes it's just sex for sex, And
it is. Yeah, there's a big distinction.
Sadly, because, or not, I'm not sure. I also think that the way I was brought up, so close-minded, like everything was right or wrong. And usually all the wrong were a lot,
Yeah.
Like not marrying a virgin. I think it's important to see if your couple and you have chemistry too, or isn't that important, Doc? What do you think about chemistry in the occasion?
See, the chemistry comes.
Yes.
The chemistry comes once you get to know the person, because then you have a deeper, meaningful appreciation. So sex is really unattached. Lovemaking is more beautiful. So when a man has sex, he feels respected. When a woman has sex or is loved upon, she feels loved. Okay, so it's a combination of the two. If a man is with a woman and he doesn't get sex, he feels disrespected. If a woman doesn't get that feeling too, if he doesn't look after her and coddles her and loves her before that build up to that lovemaking, she doesn't feel loved.
Exactly. You just hit in the blank, because we were talking about those people that it's really hard for them to express love. And that happens more to men than women. But guys, lo que el Dr. Gupta is saying is that I love to feel loved. I like to say and to receive a text, a message. How are you doing? How was your day? What's going on? How can I help you? What can I do for you too? I would love to meet. Like those things, it's really important. Some people, it's really hard. They just don't, men in particular, feel like vulnerable if they express their love. That's bad. I don't think it's good.
Well, the thing is, it's a muscle that they haven't been able to exercise. No one taught them. You see, men, especially the older generation, showed love by doing things, acts of kindness. And we were told not to show our emotions, not to be vulnerable. But women love men to be vulnerable. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength, but men don't know that.
Well, can you tell them?
I will. Just 1 minute. Hey, everybody. But again, it's a muscle, and we do it slowly, slowly. So when I coach people, I teach them.
But if you're
we do role play.
already 50, do
Doesn't
you
matter.
have to start slowly? I mean, I do believe in the 100 is the new 30, but it looks awesome, both of you. Besitos. Looking awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, how can you help somebody, a man, for example, let's say, or a woman that just cannot express I love you or show attention?
Okay. So I would say look in the mirror and practice saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Then I would teach them how to hug. So when we met in Miami, in Orlando, we hugged on the right side. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would say, when you hug, just say to your partner, I love you. I love you. You say it to your kids. Why would you not say it to your partner? Because they fear that they may not get anything back, but there's nothing to get back. You're expressing love. You cannot be rejected.
The only thing is that it's really important what you said too. You just can't tell your partner that you love her or him and that they're amazing when you want to have sex, because then you're just not going to buy that one in. It's not going to happen.
It's manipulative. It's not authentic.
Well, it
it's
can
not genuine.
Once, but you'll be stupid enough to not even want the second time, because it's true. But some men say, well, what's the thing? I gotta take you to dinner or what? We need to dance. No, really. I talk to, I work with men, doctor in psychology and couple therapists. I've heard many things too. No, really, they say, really, every time I want to make love to my wife, to my girlfriend, I have to take her to a trip or to a hotel. I need to do like something outstanding. Look, you rock that. He does.
Oh, that's my son. Guys. He shouldn't be on here.
Meet you soon. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Yeah, but it's not that you have to. You see, the thing is, then it becomes transactional. But the thing is, what a woman wants is for men to be present, for them to listen to her, make her the number one priority.
Yep.
And if they do that, and they do it on a regular basis, the capacity of the woman increases, his capacity increases, so it becomes easier and easier and easier. But if you're starting down here, you've got to jump up. So, but if it's like your car. If you don't maintain it, all of a sudden it's going to break down. But if you maintain it, it's going to work at its best efficiency. So then everyone wins.
I think your guidance is absolutely right. At least I identify with, I want to feel that way, and I don't want to feel that way at the beginning of a relationship. And then the horror movie starts a few months after, and I don't want to have that special Lizi treat before sex and during and maybe after. So I think it's really important what you're saying. Now, I would like it likewise, because you said that we don't want that, and I believe it. What don't guys want, and what do guys want? Be a little bit more specific. For example, we were talking about sex and expressions of love. Sometimes men, like we said, oh my God, I gotta take her, like make a party so she wants to have one, right? Or other men just say, you know what, she just doesn't want to have sex with me anymore.
Well, see, men thrive on instant gratification. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. You know, it's like, you know, if you want a meal, do you want a hot meal? Do you take it out the fridge and eat it? No, you have to warm it up. And it's the same with a woman. You have to warm her up, and then it tastes better. and it lasts better, and everybody wins. But they like instant gratification. That's the only problem. And women, you have to train your men.
You have to train your men? Like if it were like...
Yeah, and just encourage them, and as they're warmed up, saying, oh, I love that. If you do that, I would love that. If you do this, I would love that. And then the men,
if you
they get
express it and then they don't do it,
then it's not going to go the way that he wants it to go. But if you do it gently, and then they get, in that moment, they get instant gratification, so it builds up beautifully.
Mm-hmm. So instead of criticizing,
men hate to be criticized.
To change, or not change something in the relationship, but you want to talk about something that is not particularly how beautiful you look today. You should not start with a criticism to a guy.
Never.
You should start like with like how would you have a conversation with a guy and get a 10 plus in the grades?
Okay,
Pablo, tú no hablas inglés, no entiendo nada. It's a friend, an amazing friend of mine. Doesn't speak English, but he's answering very well. He says it's absolutely truth. Yeah. Doctor.
So okay. The secret is men hate to be controlled. They hate to be criticized. They hate to be compared, and they hate to be closed down. Okay? So you compliment him, say, honey, I love it when you do this. Oh, when you do that, oh my God, that's so amazing. You're amazing. I love when you do that, you know? So.
And when you want to kill him because he left for 5 consecutive days the shoes in the same place where you asked him to not put the shoes because you are tired and you don't want to pick after him. Well, would you say, honey, like you want to kill him? It's the 5th day, doctor. Let's be real.
Okay, so you be the man and I'll be the woman, okay?
Okay, but let me think of something that really pisses me off.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. No, because I'm an event. No, you choose the subject.
Okay, let's do the shoes, okay? It's fine.
That's very typical. Let's do something that's very common here in many Latin countries, okay? The day they go out with their friends. And supposedly there's an agreement that it's okay to arrive at 10 p.m. But every week he arrives 4 hours later and smelling like alcohol. So it's going to be a little bit hard to say, baby, can you please not come again smelling like alcohol? And 5 hours later, it's 4 o'clock in the morning or 2. How would you say it?
Okay, so you be the man, I'll be you.
Yeah, okay. I know, I'm going to be a bitch. Okay.
Honey, are you going out tonight?
Yeah, I go out every Thursday with my friend. Remember to play domino.
You know, I normally ask you to come back at 10, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't want you to come back at 10 anymore, okay? And I'm going to be very strict about this. Is that okay with you? Okay. So, no, honey, I don't want you to be back. I want you to be back before 4 a.m., okay? I want you to have an amazing time with your friends. I want you to have the most incredible time with them. But then when you come back, I want you to love me even more.
Wow, that's a good one.
Now when tells his friends, hey, my wife just said, what do you think his friends are going to say?
You got the best wife in the universe.
There you go. Yeah.
Keeper. She's a keeper. She's a keeper.
And guess what? he won't want to stay out late because he doesn't have to impress anyone. He'll be rushing back.
Yeah. Well, then can we say, Dr. Love, that be loving is something that we should not forget to do all the time? And that means that also it's not cool to do certain things to your partner that you don't want your partner to do to you. Yeah. I don't know, fair square, no?
Yeah. So if you be loving and they be loving to you, your capacity to love and be loved increases. And, you know, give the man freedom, give your partner freedom, give your wife freedom, give your children freedom. But then when you do that and they come, they don't feel criticized, controlled, compared, closed down, and then they're going to open up. But it's simple, but it's not easy. And the secret is, ask yourself, is it that important? I upset my partner over some shoes, over a few hours of him having fun. If he's going to have fun, might as well have the most amount of fun possible. Don't restrict it.
I think it's back and forth. Sometimes, Dr. Gupta, you talk about women like in prehistory. No, let me tell you, in Mexico, what you see. You can see tables in these really cool restaurants of girls together, and then tables of men together, and girls and guys like to have fun with their friends. I like to see my friends. I have different types of friends, like the more intellectual group, that they're always talking about something that has to do with work or an accomplishment. And then you have your best friend that you talk about what's going on in your life. And then you have other friends that you have fun. I think girls and boys should have friends. I think you bring something back to the table too.
Yeah, it's important that they are not restricted, because if you restrict their friendships, you're controlling them. And I said to my wife, you know, go out with your friends. You know, she went to India for a month. I said, go for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever your heart desires. Enjoy, because you never know.
And what do you do with the part that you missed that person, that you missed her for 6 weeks? How did you deal with it? Were you happy? Because that type of distance is also good. It keeps like...
Yeah, and you can communicate, but every relationship exists in between your ears. That's where every relationship...
Far away it is.
Yeah. So, you know, if you know your partner's having fun, you can have great joy around that. You know, don't be possessive.
They say that we get close to the things that make us feel good, and that we get far away from the things that don't make us feel good. Yeah. So that means that if you're always nagging your couple, if you're always criticizing him, if you're always looking for the bad instead of the good, if you're not appreciative, like talking as a woman now, okay? Sometimes I also hear from women like they don't feel as loved, as you say, with time.
Yeah.
And that the guys prefer to be with their friends. Like, it's something that you don't even say with words, but it's like some couples get bored after some years of being together. I think you could have a lot of fun, especially if it's the second time around, for example, and you've learned a few lessons. That's the truth, no? Yeah. But if you've been 22 years together, you can always reinvent your relationship. And I want to know two things, Doc. How should these hurt feelings be addressed? Because they do exist, and we have to be real.
Yeah.
Like, I know what you're saying is so right, because it's like playing the game of the cat and the mice, and you shouldn't go after, but sometimes you would like your couple maybe to call you more often, or to text you more often, or to be more present, or maybe you want to go out more nights on a date with him. Or how do you express something you want to your man, your couple, when men don't like to feel criticized? You can't say anything bad. You have to tell them how amazing they are all day. How do you ask for what you want and get it?
It's not how you ask. It's not what you ask. It's how you ask. Okay, so let's just do those shoe things. Okay, so the woman could say to the man, honey, I've asked you a number of times to put your shoes back, and I know you haven't done it, and that's okay. But every time you don't do that, I can't love you as much. Just want to let you know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's conditioning love, no?
No.
I can't love you much.
Yeah.
Or it makes me.
No, but he does.
Can we talk about how it makes us feel?
Yeah.
Every time you leave your shoes there, when I told you 5 times to please not to.
But it's true.
I feel ignored. I feel not loved. I feel not taken care of.
What I'm saying is, you're telling him you don't feel loved. Now, he doesn't realize that's how you feel. They're just shoes. What's the big problem? They're just shoes. But if you tell him, look, honey, if you do that, I can't love you as much, then he'll realize, oh, because they don't get it. I had the same problem with my toothpaste. I used to leave the lid off, and she said the same thing to me. I do it with the toilet seat, okay? But if they don't know, they don't know. But you need to explain to them. Men need to be explained to. Now, if you want to go,
for example, if you want him to express his love more, how would you say that? When they don't want to be controlled, then they're going to say, oh my God, she's nagging that you never call me, you never text me, you never pay attention to me.
We hate that word never. Okay? But there's a way. So say, honey, when you text me, even if it's an emoji, I really love it, and it makes me feel so loved. See, there's no criticism there, and you're patting him on the back and thanking him, even if it's an emoji. And then you build that up. You build that muscle up.
I like it. Like, really simple.
Yeah, and it's practical. But then, women, you don't want the man to be wanting to please you all of the time, and then he can never please you. And then, some other woman's going to give him attention, and he's going to get sick of it one day.
Yeah, men definitely get tired of the nagging.
Yeah, we hate it.
I don't know, they start not communicating in a correct way when they feel hurt. Us women tend to criticize, like Don Gottman would say when we start, where you're inviting us is to not criticize, but yes, express in a positive way what we want, and congratulate when you're receiving something. But I still don't have the answer. And when you still do it and they don't do it, what does that mean? Education? Does it mean that they can express love and maybe it's not somebody that you should be with? Does it mean that there's people that are feelers and other people that are thinkers, and that we need to understand that maybe that person, as you said, expresses their love in different ways?
Okay. So if I said to my partner, it's the most important thing to me if you did this, the most important thing in our relationship, and he doesn't do it, say, honey, look, obviously this relationship isn't important to you. Just have that straight conversation. Because again, this is where you need to ask yourself, am I in the right relationship? Because if they don't have integrity, they're not loving and they're not healthy, you've got to ask yourself, am I in the right relationship? So if your partner isn't serving you and you make it crystal clear, look, if you empty the trash, if you empty the sink, if you put the clothes in the washing, I would feel loved, and he doesn't do it, then obviously there's something you need to look at. There's something fundamentally wrong.
Do you think that was there since the beginning of the relationship, but you didn't see it because you were in love? And maybe now you feel it's too late because you are already in the relationship? Because many people stay even if they're not in the correct relationship, doctor.
Yeah. And again, that's where the communication comes in. Things could have happened. Your kids could have grown up. They could have left the house. You had a tragedy in the house, or there's some financial stuff. But communication is the key, authentic communication. But it has to be loving, non-critical, non-judgmental, non-comparing, non-closed down, and coming from a place of growth and love and acceptance. The definition of love is acceptance. Accept the other person as they are, and then grow together, but baby steps. And then the power of that is it compoundedly grows.
Wow, the flywheel, also the spin wheel, the flywheel
Yeah.
of job also works for
Absolutely.
couples.
Yes,
Really?
absolutely. Yes. Because it's all connected. My wife was very supportive to me in 2008. From there, I spoke on stages, over 10,000 people. I spoke in Medellin, Fox News, Sky TV, Harvard, wrote a bestseller book, met Richard Branson, Mike Tyson, I coached, the Dalai Lama, spoke in 18 countries, 8 languages, 4 continents, helped more people. It's all connected.
When you were like super depressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of you feeling criticized by her, what you really appreciate and got you through it, and not only got you through it, but inspired you, is she sort of shared with you the strength that in that moment you needed. And being a man and feeling depressed maybe can hit some men very strong. They think they can't never be depressed, right?
Yeah, and she could have, if she'd have criticized me, controlled me, and compared me or closed me down, it would have been a terrible experience. None of that would have happened. We have to support our partners, not criticize them, not compare them, not control them, and just give them love. And if they're going through a hard time, give them even more love, because everybody wins.
Wow, that's being humble too.
Yeah.
And
it's the right thing to do.
People say you have to decide if you want to be right or you want to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, and that applies to all relationships, I imagine.
Absolutely. We love to be right as human beings, and especially if you're successful, we love to be right about being right.
Well, when you're successful, few people touch your elbow and tell you, you know what, you're human. So you start believing your own lies. Yeah. Well, that's the truth. That's why you always need to connect with people to share knowledge and to absorb new knowledge. If you had a survival kit for couples, what would you put in it?
I would put...
And more than a survival kit, a revival kit for couples, or a starter kit to start with the right foot.
Yeah. So, perform acts of kindness for each other. Acknowledge each other, what the other person has done great and helpful. You use words that the other partner loves to hear. Touch. Look them in the eye and tell them what they mean to you. Be present to them, listen to them, honor them, respect them, and talk with a beautiful tone. If you do these things, your relationship will change.
Wow. That's an amazing, beautiful kit. So if somebody that is now joining us takes that kit, it could take you to another level of your relationship, wherever your relationship is.
Absolutely. Your ability to love and be loved will increase, which have an exponential impact. Your vibrational energy changes, which will attract different people in your life. So it's priceless.
Wow. Doctor, we need to close our live.
Okay. Thank you so
Not
much. It's been
talking to you, but what would you like to share with us as February love month? That should be all the months of the year, but what gifts would you like to leave us with,
okay.
Doctor?
So forget about Valentine's Day. Okay. Treat your partner as if every day was Valentine's Day. And it doesn't mean you're buying them gifts. It doesn't mean you're taking them to fancy restaurants. It means you look at them and say, look, I'm so grateful you're in my life. Don't wait for Valentine's Day. I never take my wife out on Valentine's Day. Never, ever. But what if you treated her so nicely before those dates that she never needed it? See, this is what happens. Is your partner taking you out because they really want to or because they have to? You don't know.
I hope it's because they want to, not because they have to, but yeah, that's another one we were talking about. But I believe that you talked about so many wise things that we can avoid to like put poison on love. If there were 3 poisons, there would be the worst poisons for love would be, and the best antidotes.
So it's criticism, complaining, controlling.
Wow.
3 C's.
Criticism, complaining,
And control.
and control.
Yeah.
But that's more for women, and for men, what would it be?
It's both. You know.
Really?
Yeah. Don't control your partner. Don't control your woman. Don't criticize your woman. And what's the other one?
It's 3 C's. Don't criticize, don't control, and don't complain.
Don't complain. You know. So complain and criticize could be the same. So it could be don't compare. Oh, so-and-so's wife is like this, so-and-so's husband is like that. Just be grateful that they're in your life and just remember why you first got together. And then realize that there are things you used to do that you don't do anymore.
It would be a good idea to start doing them again.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But then partners say, oh no, if I suggest doing this, oh no, he's going to say, oh, come on, stop with those things. You know, I hate to do those things now, you know, and women just build it, hold it in, and feel very lonely because they can't communicate.
So when your partner says that, so if that's the case, what could you do that would make you feel comfortable?
Right.
Baby steps. You got to take baby steps.
Okay.
Train
so
your
be
hand.
grateful. Remember why you decided every day to be with that person and not be with another person. Yeah. And I would say choose your fights, right? Doc, to finish. Like choose the battle. No? Like let go and let God would be a good one, no?
But just, is it worth, as you said, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? Is it that important?
Is it that important?
Is my love for you greater than the toothpaste or the shoes? Yeah. Focus on the love.
And I'm going to have to ask you something before we leave. It's a horrible question, but I think it's really important that we get an answer. What would be things that would definitely indicate that it's better not to save this relationship because you're just going to lose your time and your life?
Okay, it's three things. Does your partner, are they loving? Are they healthy emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, and financially? And the third one is, do they have integrity? If it's something that is very upsetting, if he hits you, beats you, hurts you, abuses you, lies to you, cheats on you, isn't healthy and is abusive and lies, they don't have integrity, they're not loving, and they're not healthy, you have to seriously ask, is this the right relationship? And what if you left? But this takes away all the emotion. I really feel that you shouldn't get emotional. Even if you've been married 20 years, is it right to leave? And what if you met someone that was integrous, was healthy, was loving, and could give you a brand new life? So it's pretty obvious, but sometimes we think we shouldn't leave because we should always remain married, or my parents will be upset, or what will people think? But don't be a martyr.
Don't be a martyr.
Don't be the hero.
Don't be a hero.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so cool to talk to you.
Always a pleasure.
No,
we're going to come to Mexico this year. We'll meet you in Mexico.
Oh, you know what? I think you and your wife and your kids should come and visit, and we should organize a talk.
Absolutely.
I'm going to share with you something really cool because you're part of the people that I have met through Dr. Mancini that have inspired me to be a better human being. And I made a workshop online. It's fantastic. A hybrid combination, and all of you are going to be linked because I want all the people that speak Spanish and the people that speak English but didn't meet you guys, or all the Spanish speaking community in the United States, for example, to have an opportunity to receive your teachings and your blessings and your friendship like I have, because you guys have inspired me to be a better human being. So I am very thankful.
Thank you.
That's what I'm thanking you for sharing knowledge and sharing love.
My pleasure. Cool. It's always a pleasure. And you have a great energy, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Oh, very soon. Very, very soon. Well,
take care.
Take care. Thank you for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know what time your grand baby is going to be born, but we send him all the love in the universe to have the most blessed welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I felt that. Thank you. All right.
From my heart. Take care. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you, Dr. Love. Let me tell my people in Spanish what you just finished saying. ¿Quieres tener una relación exitosa? Como dice Dr. Gupta, no andes criticando, no andes queriendo controlar todo. No te quejes, ni estés escogiendo el oscurito del arroz y pues no compares a tu pareja con otros, con otras. Mejor sea agradecido, recuerda la razón por la que decidiste compartir tu momento con esa persona, y Dr. Gupta terminó diciendo algo muy fuerte. Si tú estás en una relación donde la persona de plano no tiene capacidad para demostrarte su amor, si no está buscando y no es sano en ninguna de las áreas que el doctor expresó, que es emocionalmente, físicamente, intelectualmente, o inclusive dijo económicamente y profesionalmente, pues piénsatela, porque la tercera es la integridad. y tú pues decidirás con qué vives y con qué no. Ha sido un placer tener al doctor Anil Gupta con nosotros. Te invito a que sigas al doctor en su Instagram porque son unas cosas increíbles, que es @Anil Gupta, que es Gupta _Love Doctor. Si quieres aprender muchas más cosas sobre el amor, siga a nuestro querido doctor. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you. Bye.
Love you very much. Take care.
Bye.
Welcome to the baby. Y a todos ustedes, que Dios los bendiga. Y pues nada, compartan este programa.
Thank you.
Sí, le vendría muy bien aprender sobre cosas del amor. Y pongan un corazón mientras dura aquí. Bye, bye. Muchas gracias, mi amor. Un besote a todos. Gracias.
Bye.